Tag TV and Tag Radio be seen and heard by both technology users and technology producers throughout the state of Georgia and around the world. Low cost, big benefits, powerhouse online branded video and audio has arrived. Tag TV, Tag Radio, there's a lot more to know. This edition of Tech Talk is brought to you by GlobalSpeak.com, new media consultants, corporate video and audio communications, video and audio production and distribution, live and virtual event production. Tag TV and Tag Radio is a service of GlobalSpeak.com, creatively delivering powerful marketing, video, and audio solutions. Music, film, television, games, and digital applications. Economics are driving the entertainment industry to adapt newer ways of connecting and collaborating with industry peer verticals and across sectors, as well as with their audiences. The state of Georgia, due to a talent base, large media operations, favorable business environment, and rich culture, is uniquely positioned to take advantage of what experts predict will be a globally proliferated, digital-driven entertainment industry of the future. Greetings, everyone. It's Tuesday, November 10th, 2009, and this is Tech Talk with Technology Association of Georgia President Tino Mantella. Fast-moving radical technologies are reshaping today's global entertainment industry. Throughout the month of November, Tech Talk takes an in-depth look at the digitally driven future of media and entertainment in Georgia in a series of interviews with government officials and industry thought leaders from across the state. On this edition, the Tech Talk turns to one of the state's true leaders and early economic development pioneers in the video game industry, Asante Bradford, the digital entertainment liaison for the State Film, Music, and Digital Entertainment Division of the Georgia Department of Economic Development. Asante is the first and the only state official appointed specifically to promote growth of the video game industry, as well as to identify initiatives to help grow business for the digitally gaming future development industry of tomorrow. Founder of a digital game entertainment complex, Asante was a pioneering visionary in providing private sector gaming, training, and web access in the state-of-the-art equipment in a land environment. He established educational programming, game licensing, and acquisitions, as well as produced video game tournaments for companies such as EA Sports, Red Octane, and Microsoft. The promotion, logistics, and business development for growing local companies and attracting game development investment to relocate in Georgia, as Tino speaks with the State Digital Entertainment Liaison and the video game industry economic development pioneer, Asante Bradford.
Asante, thank you for joining me on Tech Talk today.
Oh, wow. Thanks so much for having me, Tino. Very excited to be talking with you and all the audience about a lot of stuff that you guys are doing.
Well, you guys have made a lot of progress in this whole area of gaming. I'll go beyond that and talk about film and music and the whole digital entertainment or future media. Some people are calling parts of it. And I know that the Georgia Department of Economic Development has been extremely active in this whole area. So it's pretty exciting and certainly plays well for the Technology Association of Georgia, so we appreciate what you guys are doing.
Oh, you guys have been a great partner for us as well, and actually helping to push the message. I mean, it's been great. A lot of the conferences and stuff that you guys are doing, it's been only helping us and helping us spread the word. So, again, mutual love as well to you, Tino.
Well, let's assume that there's a few listeners out there that don't know what's happening, so let me start out with the basic question is, what's the latest in terms of Georgia's gaming industry?
Well, it's really exciting what's happening in the industry right now in Georgia. We are moving up the totem pole. Right now, we are in the top 5 for the state as far as video game development, as far as salaries, and as far as companies. So the last year has been incredible in what's been happening here. I could talk about some specific companies. So far, we had a company called CCP Games, which does a game called EVE Online, which is a top 5 virtual world, MMOG, which is a little technical for maybe some of the listeners, but it's basically a virtual world. And EVE Online is doing great. But what's exciting is their next MMOG, they're actually doing all of the work here in Georgia. They are actually an Iceland-based game developer, but they'll be doing the whole it's called World of Darkness here in Georgia, so we're really excited about that. They'll be wrapping up to probably about 150 to 200 people studio, so that's really exciting. So a lot of jobs are coming, and we're excited about that. Another company called High Res Studios has a game called Global Agenda, which should hopefully be launching next year. It's another MMOG. Really excited about that, and they've already probably about studio about 50 people already, which is great. Of course, one of the biggest sales tool that the state of Georgia has is the Turner being here, and Cartoon Network just launched their first MMOG as well, called Fusion Fall. It's a 3D online adventure game which defends the whole Cartoon Network universe. So a lot of the shows that they tie in, a lot of the characters from the show into the game, that's doing very well as well. We also have Kaniva, a local entrepreneur, Chris Kloss, who a lot of people might know from his days with Internet Security Systems, ISS. He's launched Kaniva, which is a social network in a virtual world. And I just know he just finished his game engine, so I think he's going to be wrapping up that for sales as well. And we also have another company, which I think is, for me, a great sales tool, and they're called Elf Island. It's from a company called Good Egg Studios. And they were actually financed by the Atlanta Technology Angels, Georgia. They were actually financed by Georgia Money. And it's really exciting because our entertainment tax incentives, which I'm sure we'll get into later, played a big part in them being able to get the money and win over other companies. So they are doing extremely well and doing some very exciting stuff, especially it's basically the first ever tween virtual world, so for teenagers and children in that range, and they're doing some great stuff socially as well. So really excited about that as well.
Yeah, well, we've got a lot going on, which is great to hear, and I think a lot of folks learned some new things. We had a couple of those companies you mentioned on Tag Radio quite a while ago, so it's good to hear that they're all progressing. You know, one of the things, switching gears a bit here, is that we always hear from the technology space and from our companies that one of the key things to settle in Georgia is to have talent, have a talent pool here, and we have Georgia Tech, of course, and Emory, and a number of different schools. But I didn't know if there were colleges and universities offering degrees in gaming, and I'm assuming if that's the case, then it's got to be a benefit to Georgia. What's going on in that area?
Yes, man, I totally agree with you. It's actually been great because obviously having Georgia Tech and SCAD University being two of the top gaming schools in the world obviously helps me in my sales tool because, again, I can always mention those schools and people know them right away, or they obviously come here and do a lot of recruiting. So it's been definitely it helps open doors for me to mention those two schools. But we also have 12 other universities now as well, and a lot of ones like UGA and Kennesaw State are all launching digital media gaming programs. So it's real exciting. Right now we estimate or guesstimate about 2,000 students right now taking classes in the digital media arts. And, again, we're really excited, and probably one of the reasons why I'm actually here as well is we want to keep that talent here in Georgia, and so much of it was leaving, going to California, New York, and also because it's really cool. I think kids really are drawn to these type of new opportunities and for school, and it's really great when you do a tour of the universities, and I had a chance to go to SCAD recently, and you say, wow, why wasn't this around when I was coming to school? Because it's great stuff, from animation to live action to so many different things in digital media. So, yeah, it's really been a great sales tool for me to have these universities, and really excited about some of the other universities that are jumping on board to create this curriculum.
Yeah, I didn't realize 2,000 students, so that's great. And something you wouldn't know, but the audience doesn't know yet, but we typically do TAG Education Collaboratives, our charitable arm, and we do something called Web Challenge. And this year there's actually an interest in changing that to Game Challenge to get some of the high school students involved with creating games, and then we'll offer some partial scholarships to the winning team. So
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so I'm sure you'll be wanting to help us with that.
I definitely will, and I think I have a big corporate partner who might be willing to join us on that venture.
Oh, very good. Okay, well, we'll keep talking about that offline.
Sounds good.
Now, going overseas, we talked about Georgia, and you just spent some time in Korea. So what was up with that? Why did you go to Korea? I know that is one of the key areas, certainly in Asia, for gaming.
Yes. Well, keeping up, of course, with the trends and seeing what's coming is obviously going to be very important for the state and for me as well. So, yeah, the trip to Korea was an eye-opener because basically we're seeing the future of gaming. And what they've done in less than 20 years to transform the country and how digital media and gaming has become one of the top industries, if not the top industry, is important, and hopefully we'll see that same type of success here. So going there and getting a chance to meet with some of the game companies, we met with about 35 game companies there, was eye-opening. And, again, the good thing was really just getting in their ear, letting them kind of know that we're here, because obviously the first place that they would always talk about if they were going to set up a U.S. office would be California. And, of course, California going through their issues right now. It was good for us to just get there and just introduce them to Georgia and to let them know that we are a player. And, of course, our tax incentive, which California doesn't offer. So a lot of those companies have come to U.S. and haven't done really well. So I think strategically for us going at that time frame has really been great for us, as a lot of these companies now are looking to set up in the U.S. and it's basically, hey, we met the guys from Georgia, and they're doing a lot of stuff in gaming. So I think it's really going to pay off in the long run for us.
One thing I didn't ask you about, but we were talking about, you mentioned briefly here the tax incentive, and this is the 30% tax incentive that really, over the last couple of years, Georgia Department of Economic Development and a number of our members helped to drive that effort. And what's that meant to to Georgia in respect to getting more companies to consider coming here? I know it's really boosted the film side of life, which we'll probably need another tag radio to talk about that.
Right. Yeah, our office has been pretty busy there, Tino.
Yeah.
It's been great. It's been great for everybody, but it's been really great for the gaming industry as well, in that, more than 40 states have it for the film industry, but you're talking about less than 5 states that actually have it for digital media. So, again, what's happening, of course, with the current economy is probably great for us right now because, again, now these companies are having to look at alternative ways to save money. And when you talk about a 30% tax incentive tax incentive, I mean, that's just something you can't ignore right now, especially in this current economy. So let's just say that it's been opening a lot of doors for me right now, with even the top publishers having to, especially by next year, make some decisions on that. So, yeah, the tax incentive has been great. And right now I think myself being the only state person or state representative who actually just works this industry, I've had a head start. And that head start has been crucial. Because, again, like I said, so much of this is taking place right now. So that head start has allowed me to get indoors and to talk about our tax incentive. And, again, being one of the only states to offer that, I'm usually getting second and third meetings with these guys. So, yeah, it's been wonderful.
So putting us all together, it's obviously the future of the Georgia gaming industry is going to be really strong.
Yes, sir. I don't know if we'll ever be number 1 or number 2, Tino, but I don't see why we can't actually. It's the tax incentive is definitely going great, and, of course, with the talent, which is the first thing a lot of these companies are looking for. So, again, when I'm competing with, let's just say, Louisiana or Boston or some of these other places, again, the talent is the first thing they always ask for. We have the talent, and, of course, the infrastructure of Georgia. I mean, with the young population being here, with the critical mass of students that we're talking about now, of course, Georgia reputation for innovation, startup activities, some of the stuff you guys are doing, in the technology space, of course, the research with Georgia Tech, and then our transportation with the airport. I mean, these are just things that are it's just hard to, it's hard for these companies not to like, wow, Georgia how could you have to pay attention to us.
Yeah. Well, running out of time, but I want to get your the website where people can go for more information, and more broadly, I'll ask you the question about what resources are you able to offer in all those areas of gaming, and let's even tie in the film and music and anything in digital entertainment.
Sure. Well, our website is www.georgia, and that's spelled out, georgia.org. And if you go underneath the Georgia Industries, you can go to entertainment. And then to get to specifically to gaming, there would be a tab for video games. And as far as you mentioned a lot of the resources here, there's a ton, such as yourself, but also our tax incentive is a huge resource, and I think I already mentioned that to you. And then, of course, I think what's also great, too, is now, again, like some of the angel investors and these type of things are starting to take place. We're actually looking at digital media now. So I think there's a wealth of talent. There's a wealth of information on our website. And yeah, so the
future looks bright.
The future is very bright,
you know. To have somebody like you in that position, and like you said, and I didn't realize you're one of the only states that does have a position that's comparable to this industry. So I think that's terrific, and congratulations on what you guys have done, and thanks for joining me on Tech Talk today.
Oh, well, thanks for having me, Tino. It's been a pleasure speaking with you.